Hey guys, welcome to Too Old for Comics. My name is Steve. So last episode that we did, we kind of covered the potential of Gwen Stacy or Sarah Stacy being revealed as the identity of Nick Spencer's 3-year-long Kindred mystery and what that would mean. Needless to say, towards the end I got a little heated. Maybe said some things that, I said out of passion as a Spider-Man fan, but either way I got a little hot under the collar. But in the previous videos, I've always been in the mind that the identity was Harry all along. But I will admit I kind of nibbled the bait on the hook when I saw the solicit of Gwen Stacy's face being revealed under the Kindred costume. But also I kind of stuck to my guns. I didn't think it was actually going to be Gwen Stacy. I gave Nick Spencer a little more credit than pulling something like that. That's lesser writers would have done something like that. Someone who might be writing Fantastic Four right now may have pulled that crap, but not Spencer. He's a little more smarter than that, I think. And so this latest issue, we kind of confirmed not exactly what I knew all along. It was pretty much it gave us the red herring for sure at first upon reading the comic. It was Mary Jane immediately said Sarah, referring to Sarah Stacy. And so we kind of had that call back to Sins Past. It was like we talked about the last episode, me and Mike. The Sins trilogy, Sins Past, Sins Remembered, and now this one, Sins Rising. The thing that Kindred keeps on referring to, Peter and Norman's sins, which kind of leads us to the whole explanation of the thing. As much as I can surmise from it, pretty much, I guess. So we got, not this past issue, 73, and issue 72, we got revealed that Norman Osborn had also done a sort of one more day deal with Mephisto. He kind of wanted a better life, to be more financially powerful and this and that kind of. And what ended up happening? He ended up Harry took the back seat as far as his emotional needs, and he kind of became the Green Goblin, blah blah blah, this and that. You all know the story. You're all Spider-Man fans. So anyway, so what ended up happening, after Harry ended up dying, before he ended up dying, he kind of put these machinations into effect that involved the Chameleon, which we all know had helped him with the life model decoys, LMDs for Peter's parents, kind of drove him crazy. And another big retcon we found out actually was that the Sins Past isn't getting retconned. That infamous story that creeps every Spider-Man fan out, where Norman and Gwen Stacy kind of bumped uglies and had these kids, and because of the Goblin formula, they ended up aging up, really fast, and then they confronted Peter, blah blah blah, and that. You all try to forget the story, but it's all burnt inside your gray matter. So we all know it. But it turns out that Harry, with the help of Mendel Stromm, actually who's apparently can clone people, I guess, or he's like, I think it would have made more sense to have Miles Warren. But apparently Norman was in cahoots with Miles Warren, so he had to kind of deal with the next best thing with Mendel Stromm. And I guess he had more ties to Harry. But anyway, so he kind of helped Harry create the Stacy twins, Gabriel and Sarah. And apparently it was a lot of trial and error. It kind of did the same thing that Miles did to Ben Reilly when he kept on cloning him and killing him. I mean, Harry wasn't killing them, but there was definitely a lot of burnt cookies in the oven before we get the perfect batch. So it was revealed that those were never Norman and Gwen's kids, because apparently Gwen and Norman never got it on. That whole thing was basically also orchestrated through mind control through Mysterio, who we've seen very early on in the free comic book issue, way back in 2018, had ties to Kindred. So it turned out that Mysterio was kind of putting these images or hallucinations within Norman's mind. There was never a relationship with Gwen Stacy and Norman Osborn, thank God. They never had kids, thank God. And Mary Jane brought up the point where, no, I actually talked to Gwen about this back, way back when. And it turned out that Mysterio, also when Mary Jane was seeing a therapist, that was also Mysterio in disguise. So we saw that also in Spencer's run, where Mysterio was posing as a therapist. So that explains the whole thing with the kids like that. So Sin's Past has been retconned, but by a retcon last issue in issue 72. It turns out though that obviously the deal with Mephisto that Norman had was also was real though, and so in doing so, when Harry did end up dying, he I'm a little confused with the issue, but it seems like he did die in Spectacular Spider-Man 200. And when he died, apparently his soul belonged to Mephisto. So the skeleton we saw inside the morgue, I'm guessing that was at one point being used by Harry. Kindred, the one that looks like Sarah Stacy in this issue, he can kind of swap consciousnses through different bodies or LMDs, whatever you want to call them. But either way, this is Harry Osborn's soul or consciousness kind of being being used as a puppet by the puppeteer who was a Mephisto. The last issue, we kind of see Mephisto talking to Doctor Strange about corrupted souls and like the cost of a corrupted soul. So I think since Spencer, like he spent 3 years now doing batting cleanup after the past 10 years on Spider-Man. He's now it seems like he's undid Sin's Past, and now the next issue 74. We're going to be undoing One More Day, and it's going to be at the cost of Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is going to kind of he's going to help Peter out, and he's going to sacrifice his soul for Peter's. Whatever the deal was with One More Day as far as Peter and Mary Jane's marriage goes. But he's going to kind of sacrifice himself to undo that. That's why the cover has Peter and Mary Jane together. So I think we're going to undo One More Day. We've undone all the horrible things that have happened in the past 20 years with Spider-Man have kind of been undone because of the storyline. So I commend Spencer. And I know there's a lot of hate for him right now on Twitter for some reason. It's just like, people just decide to turn on him. I don't know, because of the Substack thing or whatever. But no one ever appreciates the maid who cleans up after the asshole who trashes the apartment. That guy always gets the attention. But if he undoes One More Day and Sin's Past, this run will be legendary. So I guess the who hasn't changed. It's still Kindred is still Harry Osborn. I guess we explained the why. Not the why, the how. Yeah, how and the why, I guess. I mean, we kind of knew the why. I mean, Harry obviously, hated Peter for various reasons. But, yeah, we'll kind of see where we end up. So this is pretty good news for me anyway. I know once I talk to Mike, he'll be happy. I don't have to boycott and turn my back on Spider-Man for the rest of my life because of the storyline. So it's a good day. It's a brand new day, I guess you'd say. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe. And yay, Gwen Stacy's not back. We'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye-bye.